Hello and welcome to My Knowledge World. You're watching my YouTube channel, The Pushkars Wiki. In today's video, we will unearth the Stone and Bronze Age, India before empires. Imagine a time before great empires like the Mauryas or Guptas, a time so ancient it feels almost mythical. We are talking about an India shaped by the world forces that came to India, leading to a rich history we cherish today. Welcome, history enthusiasts, to a journey to the dawn of the Indian civilization. Today, we'll unearth the incredible stories of India's prehistoric era, from the Stone Age hunter gatherers to the urban planners of the Bronze Age. Get ready to explore a chapter of Indian history full of innovation, mystery, and astounding achievements. Our journey begins deep in the past with the Stone Age, a period spanning millions of years where stone was the primary material for tools and weapons. In India, this era is divided into three fascinating phases: the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic, and Neolithic. The Paleolithic age, 2 million years ago to 10,000 BCE. This is where it all started. Imagine early humans roaming through vast forests and river valleys. They were nomadic hunter gatherers, constantly moving in search of food. Their tools were simple yet effective: hand axes, choppers, and cleavers. Often made from Kozite. Important sites like the Son Valley in Pakistan and the Bhimbetka rock shelters in Madhya Pradesh show us glimpse of their existence. And Bhimbetka, what an incredible window to their mind. These rock shelters house one of the world's ancient cave paintings depicting bisons, tigers, deers, and scenes of daily life. They weren't just about the survival, these paintings reveal an artistic and spiritual side to our ancestors. As the ancient climate warmed around 10,000 BCE, a significant shift occurred. The Mesolithic age brought smaller, more refined tools, known as microliths, tiny, sharp points used in composite tools like arrows and spears. This period saw a great focus on fishing, and evidence from sites like Lankganj in Gujarat and Adamgarh in Madhya Pradesh suggest early forms of animal domestication and more settled communities. Then came the Neolithic age, which marked humanity's biggest leap forward. The advent of agriculture, people began cultivating crops like wheat and barley and domesticating animals more widely. This led to settled village life, the invention of pottery for storage, and the development of polished stone tools, far more efficient than their predecessors. Key Neolithic sites in India include Mehergarh in modern-day Pakistan, one of the ancient farming villages in South Asia, and Barthahom in Kashmir, known for its pit dwellings and unique burial practices. From the simplicity of stone, humanity took another monumental step: the discovery of metals, first copper, then bronze, completely reshaped tools, technology, and society. This brings us to a period of the rise of a new age, the Bronze Age, the Indus Valley Civilization. When we talk about the Bronze Age in India, one name dominates: the magnificent Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization. Flourishing from around 3200 BCE to 1300 BCE, this was one of the world's early three cradles of civilizations, alongside ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, and it was incredibly advanced. Discovered in the 1920s, the Indus Valley Civilization was a revelation. It stretched across vast areas of what is now Pakistan and northwest India, spreading over 1,000 settlements. Major cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were urban marbles, while sites like Lothal and Dholavira reveal regional variations and specialized activities. Harappan civilization is known for its urban outlook and sophisticated sense of civic planning and organization. The town planning roughly followed a grid pattern, and streets ran from the north. They boasted advanced drainage systems, public baths like the iconic Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro, and impressive granaries. They also collected rainwater in reservoirs as evident at Dholavira. The Harappan economy was robust, based on agriculture and extensive trade. They cultivated wheat, barley, cotton, and peas. The trade economy relations flourished with the Mesopotamia and Persian cultivation. The trade relations flourished with the Mesopotamia and Persian civilization. Their distinctive pottery, exquisite beads, and metalwork were traded far and wide, which was evident with the steels they used and many red clay sculptures and stone statues found throughout its site. The standardized weight and measures found at its sites are a testament to the organized commercial activities, art and craft of society. Harappan art and craftsmanship were breathtaking. The iconic dancing girl of Mohenjo-daro, a bronze statue, displays incredible artistic skill and grace. The priest sculpture in Mohenjo-daro offers a glimpse into the elite life and clothing. The unique steatite seals with the enigmatic script and animal depictions are perhaps their most famous artifact. These seals likely served as identity markers or trade tags. While we don't have definite proof of the political structure, the uniformity of their city suggests a strong, perhaps priestly authority rather than a warrior class. The society was likely stratified with specialized craftspeople, traders, and farmers, and mostly ruled by a class of merchants. Children played with terracotta toys, women adorned themselves with intricate jewelry, and artisans produced beautiful pottery. Harappans were also the first to use the silver in the world. The Harappan society is considered as a secular state, where the elite undertook many ritual activities that included like ceremonial bathing and believed in the worship of nature, termed as animism. Yet this advanced society, around 1900 BCE, this incredible civilization began to decline. The reasons remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Theories range from environmental factors like climate change, deforestation, and shifting courses of the mighty Ghaggar Hakra River to the devastating floods or even Aryan invasion. The truth is likely a complex combination of factors. While the great urban centers of the Indus Valley civilization were flourishing and then declining, other regions of India were experiencing their own transition. Cultures like the Aharbanas culture in Rajasthan, the Malwa culture in central India, and the Jowar culture in Maharashtra developed their distinct pottery styles, agricultural practices, and settlement patterns. They would eventually lead to the development of a new empire that would change the course of ancient history in India. So from the hunters and gatherers of Stone Age to the urban brilliance of the Indus Valley civilization, India's prehistoric past is a testament to human resilience, creativity, and advanced levels of progress. These eras laid the foundation stones for the subcontinent's future, shaping its landscapes, its people, and its very identity. If you enjoyed this deep dive into India's prehistoric past, do like, share, and subscribe for more journeys through time. Let me know in the comments which aspect of the Indus Valley civilization fascinates you the most. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter of the history. Thank you and Dhanyavad.